Today, we're talking about a movie that many Christians warn others not to watch. A film some would say invites spirits into their lives. To that, I say I agree, but to a certain extent. If you're a young Christian who doesn't pray, doesn't read the Bible, doesn't fellowship with other Christians, then I would say yes, steer clear of this movie. Or if you're someone who is anxious and fearful when watching horror movies, then again, don't watch this movie. The ending was pretty intense. It gave me chills. But for those who do choose to watch it, here's my advice. Protect your heart. Pay attention to your body, your mind, how the movie may have influenced you. Are you feeling more anxious, more fearful, angrier than usual? Then that's a sign that you're being influenced. And that's okay, as long as you're aware. For me, I'm not immune to this kind of material, but I love religious horror movies. Religious horror movies, psychological horror movies are my thing. And another one of my favorites that Christians warn people not to watch is The Deliverance, which I loved because it mirrored a lot of what I went through. I don't watch movies just for entertainment. I watch it to analyze it, to look for the deeper meaning of it. And what I saw in Longlegs is that it's a cautionary tale about how easily we can be influenced and how appearances can deceive. What appears good can actually be evil. And people often underestimate how easily they can be spiritually and psychologically manipulated. Even Jesus warned us in the last days, even the elect can be deceived. Don't trust appearances. Don't assume that your intuition is flawless. And don't ever think that you can just bury your head in the sand, ignore it, and avoid evil. Think the bystander effect or the Milgram experiments. The world is spiritually upside down and without discernment. And evil persists when we don't develop discernment. There's a book called The Banality of Evil where it explains how ordinary people end up committing acts of evil when they don't think for themselves. And this all reminds me of a Bible verse that I would like to share. From Isaiah 5:20, it says, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." This is exactly what Longlegs is showing us. The character isn't just some creepy, soft-spoken guy dressed as a woman bearing gifts to a special family.
There she is, the almost birthday girl.
He is a little bit in all of us. And the truth is, he could be in places where you would least expect. He could be your next door elderly neighbor, your teacher, your nurse, maybe even your pastor. The danger isn't always obvious. It hides behind kindness, behind smiles, and behind things that we are taught to trust. That is the chilling reality of manipulation and deception. Longlegs isn't just a movie about fear. It's a movie about when evil pretends to be good. In the movie, evil is disguised as a gift from the church. Someone innocent, unassuming shows up at your door and says, "Congratulations, you've won." And without hesitation, you let them right in.
And so it went like this. Knock, knock, knock on the farmhouse door. A nice lady in the Bible. And congratulations, you've won. A gift from the church.
Seems harmless, right? But it's a trap. In real life, we do the same thing without realizing it. We trust people in leadership roles without questioning their motives. We donate to causes that exploit our compassion. We trust family members to have our best intention in mind, and most of them do. But let's be real, not all parents are qualified to be one. And we also follow trends that end up damaging us. So, just like in the movie, when we are unaware of how we're being influenced, when we stop asking questions, we let evil in. Just like a husband on Dateline poisoning their wife, one drop at a time. Longlegs reminds us that what appears good can hide real danger. I personally come from a German background on one side of my family and Taiwanese on the other side of my family. And in both cultures, I absorbed values that, though were well-intentioned, ended up being pretty unhelpful. On the surface, things may seem good, but underneath, it can hide a lot of shame. And what it teaches us is that it teaches us to hide parts of ourselves so that we can be accepted. It's the same thing we see in Longlegs. On the outside, Longlegs seems harmless, even generous, but underneath, he manipulates and controls. Even the most well-intentioned rules and expectations can trap us and keep us from really knowing who we really are. Modern examples of this are all around us. Parents teaching children, God is watching you instead of God is with you. Religious figures weaponizing purity, shame, obedience. Leaders and influencers promoting trends and ideas that seem right but really manipulates your behaviors. Friends and family that give you advice, but really they pressure you to hide your true self. Just like in the movie Ruth, the mother, the unassuming, innocent looking mother, she convinced herself that she was protecting her daughter by making a deal with the devil.
All her mother had to do was watch and make sure it happened the way he wanted it to. That was the deal that she made.
Spoiler alert, her deal with the devil was that she would murder families in order to protect her daughter. My point is that manipulation often wears a mask of care and selflessness, and we often comply without realizing it. The values we inherit, like perfectionism, it doesn't just go away as we age. It gets passed down to the next generation, and it shapes how we think, how we relate to the world, often in ways that we don't even realize. And research actually backs this up. The good news is that we can unlearn these patterns. Instead of measuring our worth by appearances, we can embrace grace, love, and honest self-reflection. This is exactly what Longlegs is about. He teaches us what seems harmless or good can actually hide control and harm. But just like healing from generational trauma, learning to see through the mask is the first step to freedom. By recognizing the ways that we are being manipulated through society or family, religion, the media, we can protect ourselves and choose a different path. Now let's talk about what we don't always see, the hidden forces shaping how we think about good and evil. The Johari Window is a tool that helps us map this. There is what's known to us, what's hidden from us, what our blind spots are, and what's unknown to us. If you'd like to learn more about the Johari Window, check out my video here after this video, of course. But the reason why I'm bringing the Johari Window up is because I want us to take a moment to ask ourselves this. What if we inherited blind spots about what's good and evil? Just like Longlegs, manipulation often works in ways we don't immediately recognize. social media ads, algorithm driven content, echo chambers that drive us to outrage and vanity. These unseen forces train us to confuse what's truly good with what only looks good. And the more unaware we are, the more we let subtle manipulation into our lives, like the drop of poison, one drop at a time. The lesson from Longlegs is clear. If evil can successfully hide behind a smile, it can hide behind trends, rules, authority figures on a much larger scale. Seeing the unseen is the first step to spotting when something or someone pretends to be good. By now, we've seen how evil can hide behind appearances, how manipulation can shape our values, our behaviors without us realizing it. But in modern life, Longlegs isn't just a horror movie. It is happening all around us. Think about how good is packaged in 2025. For example, social media and influencer culture promotes perfect lifestyles and viral trends that seem harmless, but really it promotes consumerism, envy, and superficial validation. Then there's modern dating and love scams. People think they're connecting with someone genuine, but underneath there's manipulation, deceit, and even financial exploitation. Then there's political messaging. Leaders or organizations framing their policies as morally right and necessary while manipulating fear, guilt, and anger. Another example is self-help or wellness culture. There are programs that are marketed as empowering, but it really shames and pressures people to change. Sometimes it's just another way for fake gurus to make money off of your insecurities. In all of these examples, evil hides behind a friendly, familiar face. But just like Longlegs, the danger isn't always obvious. And when evil hides behind a familiar face or the socially acceptable, it starts to feel normal. And that's what makes this kind of influence so powerful. Longlegs isn't just a story, it is a mirror. It shows us how easily we can mistake appearances for reality. From families to faith, social media to romance scams, the patterns are the same. Deception wears a mask of trust, kindness, or virtue. The good news is awareness changes everything. Seeing the unseen, asking the hard questions, noticing when something doesn't feel right gives us our power back. It helps us to stop blindly following rules and advice that don't serve us, and instead start living with discernment and integrity. So let's take a moment to ask ourselves, because I am just as human as you are and am not immune to this. And let's ask ourselves, what in our lives seem good but might actually be harmful? Just because something looks good doesn't mean it is. If we've learned anything from this video and the movie Longlegs, it's that evil can pretend to be good. But we don't have to be fooled. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.